Well, here they are, and you can see here how warm the conditions have become, how soft the snow is. So these conditions are very familiar for all these athletes who went to Falun. The women's final coming right up. Marit Bjørgen bidding today for a unprecedented 40th World Cup sprint victory. Twice as many as the legendary Slovenian Petra Maric and Bente Skori, who was a legend in her Norwegian career, 17. But more importantly, just looking at the points here, she's up against her teammate Østberg. She's up against Randall of the United States, who's won here for the last 2 seasons, and the very informed Jessica Diggins. So Marit Bjørgen only 20 points ahead of Østberg. Now, if Østberg wins this and Marit Bjørgen goes second, they will be even in points going to Drammen. But there's many a spoiler in this field, and I've been really impressed with Jessica Diggins. 4th in the relay with the American team, but a superb silver medal in the 10-kilometer freestyle race. Best ever women's distance medal, and of course they were 8th in the team sprint, but Jess 2 years earlier, of course, a champion in the World Championships in Val di Fiemme in the team sprint. So really exciting here. The lineup for Norway: Marit Bjørgen and Ingvild Flugstad Østberg. For the United States, Jessica Diggins and Kiken Randall. For Sweden, Hanna Falk, who was the fastest qualifier on the day, and Denise Herrmann, who has a whole lot to prove for Germany, looking for her best of the season. Ingvild Flugstad Østberg, lights to go out front. Marit Bjørgen so far has looked very good, steady in the early stages, but her skis have been superbly prepared. The clock ticks. They're coming under starters' orders. Just loosen up, get the tension out, take in the oxygen, focus. But you can see there is tension there. She knows how important this race is, with only one sprint to come. Jess Diggins. Well, she is the star of America's racing for the season. Now, Jess Diggins, what could she do here, I wonder, in terms of the sprint? And, well, Kiken Randall always looks excited, but this, to me, is more about Jess Diggins today. Hanna Falk. Maybe she's been keeping her powder dry. Marit Bjørgen. Lean and mean. Tough. Just trying to think of Diggins. She's been 5th in a sprint last season in Poland. That was a freestyle sprint. She's been just trying to think, would this be her best sprint if she gets anything better than 5th? The stadium. Silence.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
He's back. The tension rises more. It's not the World Championships, it's the World Cup, but nonetheless, a crystal globe is at stake.
Set.
Well, they almost all jumped the gun there. But Hanna Falk has decided that she wants to make a quick start. Marit Bjørgen on the near side. Nicely away, also Østberg. But Americans in there. Jess Diggins. Centre field to Østberg. Diggins right behind Hanna Falk. Right at the back there, Denise Herrmann. finding the early pace, and Marit Bjørgen confident enough to take it on early. And she's taking it on from in white, Hannah Falk, the overall World Cup leader, the Wiesmann Sprint World Cup leader. She hasn't won the overall World Cup sprint title since the 2006 season. Marit Bjørgen, look at the way that she's coming sweetly up the climb there. Always a characteristic and a trademark of how well she does on uphill sections. A world champion skipping away from Hannah Falk. Skis running absolutely amazingly. Service team, could be bonus time for them. Ersberg in third place. Herman has moved up to fourth. The Americans relegated 5 and 6. Randall in the pink headband, and then Jess Diggins. Remember, it's been grueling. They did the time trial, then the quarters, then the semis. This is the final 1,550 meters, 4 times, and Bjørgen still clean and clear. Ersberg looking to hunt Hannah Falk, and Jess Diggins still there or thereabout. Herman drops back again. Now Marit Bjørgen, absolutely the right place. Accelerates up here. Ersberg trying to go with her here to Norwegian 1-2 now. And this is the left-hander, and again, perfect line, perfect power there by Bjørgen. Ersberg is second. Then into third place, looks like Keegan Randall in there in third place in the red headband for the USA. Marit Bjørgen and Ersberg. Is it going to be a dice between first and second in the Sprint World Cup rankings? Americans 3 and 4, Randall ahead of Diggins. Diggins still on for a personal best. Bjørgen holding off Ersberg. Ersberg, a gold medal in the team sprint world championships just recently. 2 great sprint champions. The senior experience holding off the younger one, and Keegan Randall pacing as well, but Marit Bjørgen just made that look so easy. And from 20 points ahead of Ersberg before the day began, it's now 40. Well, that's a fantastic piece of work there by Marit Bjørgen. And she's on the top of her game. Her 40th success, and Keegan Randall on the podium for the first time this season. A personal best in sprints. Unofficially, I have Jessica Diggins in 4th place achieving that. Denise Herman 5th. Hannah Falk, who started the day with the quickest time, ends up 6th in the final there. But 2 really good performances. Bjørgen, if we could see that again, you just see how easily she got to the line and tried to take a little mini lap of honor. And so she goes to Drammen in the middle of the week with a 40-point advantage over Ersberg. Faller, her teammate, the Olympic champion, not in the final. Stina Nielsen not here. Celine Brunli ran into trouble earlier. It's not over for Ersberg, but it's looking rather good for Marit Bjørgen. Keegan Randall will be absolutely delighted with that. It'll give her something to work with towards the end of the season. Previously only 9th. And look at this from Bjørgen. Beautifully balanced. And she's got the rest of the stretch, and she looked, well, so easy, so convincing. Men's final to come. Well, we're not quite done here yet, because of course we got the men's final. Now I can't remember a final with 3 Norwegians and 3 Frenchmen in. Well, actually I can remember a final with 3 Norwegians, even 4 Norwegians, but never one with 3 Norwegians versus 3 Frenchmen. Now, as I said earlier on, this is a race, this sprint here in Lahti, which over the years has been dominated by Norwegians and Swedes. I think it was Norway who won 11 times here, and Swedes have won 7, and only the great Christian Zorzi has won a sprint here way back in 2000, which was the precursor to sprints being included in the World Championships. So what are we going to say about this? There's a whole bundle of personal bests here. Richard Jouvet for France. Whatever he does, it's going to be a personal best today. 8 Tugboil, same for him in Norway. Got to be top 6. And he's also joined by 2 Norwegian teammates. Here's Erik Bransdal. Now Bransdal, this is interesting, because Bransdal also, remember, he lies in the sprint rankings behind Finn Krogh. And Finn Krogh not involved in the final. Now this is the crucial opportunity. Score for Norway as well. Finn Krogh. Taken out of the finals.
Take your start position. Set.
So Bransdal knows that if he wants to have a shout at the title in Drammen midweek, nothing less than 100 World Cup points will do. And straight into the lead. Now, I would be surprised if Tugboil and Score were going to play a tactical game, but you can't rule it out. I mean, they could actually try to support Bransdal to the 100 points. So it's 3 Norwegians from 3 Frenchmen as it stands. Well, the Frenchmen, are they biding their time? It looks as if that's the tactics they've got in their mind at the moment. Norwegian wall, can the French break through? That's the really key factor here. Should just underline that Finn Krogh taken out of the race by the organisers. Rule violation in the race, and that's why he finds himself in a position where he may be giving way. And now we get down to the business end of the race now. Coming into the stadium. And it is Erik Bransdal leading all the way, knowing how important these 100 points are. So it's Norway, France, Norway, France, Norway, 4 right behind as they put the chase in here. And there it is, Bransdal at the moment from Score. Then you've got Jouvet, and also trying to get back into it. Tugboil of Norway as well, coming towards the line. Bransdal does it. He gets the 100 points from Score. Jouvet, Tugboil, Baptiste Gros, and Renard J in 6th place. But Bransdal, that is exactly what he needed, because basically what happened was that Finn Krogh was ruled out of the quarterfinals for an illegality that hasn't yet been explained to us. But the reality is that is a big gain, because you have to take into account that when the day started, Finn Krogh was actually a hefty 156 points ahead of Erik Bransdal. So those 100 points are going to zoom Erik Bransdal up the World Cup rankings. Now he's still got a task ahead of him to overhaul Finn Krogh, who will go to Drammen. But Bransdal has had success at Drammen, and who knows, we might be in for a really fantastic finish. But it looks like midweek is all going to be about Norway in Norway. Erik Bransdal superb, and notches up his second victory of the season. The first one coming in Ruka in a classic sprint. Now he's got a freestyle sprint here in Lahti, with Drammen just to come. Bransdal, who was a modest 11th in the classic sprint in Falun. And they're also just thinking about this in third place, Richard Juvet. And just thinking about his career, that has to be a personal best for him in World Cup. And so there is confirmation